Ryan Anderson here, the driver of Son of a Digger, and you're watching Rod Rod's Championship League.
What's going on, everybody? Project Rod here, and welcome to Stop 3 of Tour Violet. It's race day. Max D and Matt Johnson back-to-back fastest qualifier this season, third one in a row. And this is the results for qualifying after all of that. Max D again just dominating this season, especially in qualifying and racing. Let's see if he can get his third racing win of the season here. This is the leaderboards after qualifying, increasing that lead over Northern Nightmare, and it's just looking great for him right now. It's just overall been a great season for him. This is the racing bracket, the W racing bracket for today's competition, and it's going to be a good one. Max D, Alien Invasion, Dragon, and Northern Nightmare all getting bye runs into round 2. So let's go ahead and get started with round 1 of racing here in Death Valley. Again, this is pretty much the home, or the starting and ending point of Tour Blue, and Tour Violet is here to rock the house and see if how it fares for them. Here we have Gravedigger against Crush Station, kind of fluffy against Nova Strider here, so let's see what's going to happen. So far, pretty even going down the line. Gravedigger in a mistake, and it may cost him the race. I don't know. There's plenty of opportunity here to make error, but Crush Station so far is capitalizing on that mistake. Coming down to the final turn, Gravedigger is hanging on, but Crush Station is going to get there first, and she is going to take the win and move on to round 2. A hard crash for Nova Strider there. Here comes Riley Strider now, getting a bye run, as again, Zombie and Jurassic Attack are no longer a part of this competition, so he gets an easy run here. And honestly, just a way to get familiar with the track and get a good time on the board. Again, just some practice, and just again getting familiar with the track, getting your getting your bearings or whatever. I don't know, whatever. Coming down to the last turn now, and let's see what kind of time Riley Strider is going to be putting on the board here. 29.612. Again, Zombie disqualified from the season, so he will no longer be competing. Avenger now, Toucan plays. Again, a similar situation would be racing Jurassic Attack, but again, Jurassic Attack is no longer a part of this season, of this competition, and he will get a bye run as well. Just again, getting familiar with the track, getting a good time on the board, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, it pays to be the top 6 qualifiers now, at least at this point in this series, because the top 4 get a bye run into round 2, and then the top 5-6 end up getting a bye run that puts them into round 2. So again, being the top 6 fastest qualifiers pay off. But here comes the last race of round 1. It's at 99 and Velociraptor against Flames plays in Pirate's Curse. Coming to the first turn here, let's see what's going to happen and who's going to be on top. Velociraptor with a slight lead over Pirate's Curse, but anything can happen, a penalty or something that can throw him off his game and cost him the race. But so far so good, keeping it clean. Pirate's Curse having a little bit of trouble back there. Velociraptor coming to the last turn first, and he will be taking the racing win. Pirate's Curse chugging along the finish line, and will unfortunately get the loss this time around. So round 1 is in the books. We have round 2 lineup ready to go. It's going to be Max D against Crush Station, Alien Invasion against Blue Thunder, Dragon against Avenger, and Northern Nightmare versus Velociraptor. So let's get round 2 underway here in Death Valley. Again, the midway point of the season, the turning point of the season, where a lot is going to be said after this stop. So Max D and Crush Station. Can Crush Station snap this undefeatable streak broken here in stop 3 of Tour Violet? Again, we saw Black Pearl lose his streak in stop 3 of Tour Blue in Alaska. Megalodon just barely beating him in a photo finish. So can the same thing happen here in Death Valley with Max D? I don't know. He has a great lead over Crush Station at the moment, getting to the turn first, and looks like he's going to take it all the way to the finish. Crush Station taking the loss here, and Matt Johnson and Max D moving on to the semifinals for the 3rd time in a row. MMJ Producer now in Alien Invasion against Riley Strider in Blue Thunder. Let's see if Riley Strider can fare better than his wife, who just lost against Matt Johnson. Again, though, he is a tough competitor. but she has been a great racer so far this season, definitely showing what she has. So let's see if Riley Strider can fare a little better, but Alien Invasion and MMJ has something to say about it and is getting to the final turn first, and he's going to take it all the way to the finish. So Alien Invasion and MMJ Producer moving on to face Matt Johnson and Max D in the final round. Here comes Arcanine 59 now in Dragon against Toucan Plays and Avenger. Who's going to be our third semifinalist of today's event? Again, Flames Plays Arcanine 59 in Dragon, rocking that flame body, that Team Fire body in Dragon. It's a great body to see. I'm wondering, though, if he will change things up for the future stops. But right now, we're focused on racing, and Dragon has a slight lead over Avenger. Toucan Plays has some ground to cover. Dragon making it to the turn first, and he is going to take it to the finish, getting the the third win of round 2, moving on to that third spot of the semifinal rounds. Now it's time to see who our last semifinalist is going to be. Is it going to be Daniel Murray in Northern Nightmare, or is it going to be at 99 in Velociraptor? They are off, and it's time to see who's going to be the final semifinalist of Stop 3. And Velociraptor going a little too wide and hitting one of the barriers on the side, still staying in the bounds inside the smoke gates, but that's going to cost him a lot of crucial time as Northern Nightmare is making up some impressive ground over Velociraptor, and he is now getting to the final turn. That little mistake there is going to cost Velociraptor the race, because Northern Nightmare has made it to the finish, and he'll be moving on to the semi-final round. So a tough break for Velociraptor as we take a look at the racing bracket up to this point. Max D against Alien Invasion, and Dragon against Northern Nightmare is going to be the lineup for the semi-final round. So it's going to be interesting to see if Alien Invasion can be the one to snap this undefeatable streak that Matt Johnson and Max D has. It's time to find out as we are starting the semi-final round against Matt Johnson, Max D against MMJ Producer, and Alien Invasion. Let's see what's going to happen here. Both look pretty even so far, but Max D has a slighter edge getting to the jump first. And it's just going to come down to perfect timing, I'm sure. Matt Johnson coming to the final turn first. Alien Invasion trying to hang on, but Matt Johnson and Max D going to take it all the way to the end for a win. So he'll be moving on to the final round for the third time in a row. Here comes Arcanine 59 in Dragon against Daniel Murray in Northern Nightmare. These drivers have faced off before. Let's see who's going to come out on top this time around. Both of these trucks itching for their first racing win of the season, but Max D and Matt Johnson are a tough hurdle to jump over. Northern Nightmare, though, going a little too wide, and that might cost him some time and maybe even a penalty, depending on how wide he went. Nothing's been said yet from the officials. They're coming down to the final turn. This is going to be it. Northern Nightmare, though, looks like he did go a little too wide, and right there, too, so that's going to cost him the race. Yes, he will be getting a penalty, so Dragon will be taking the win and moving on to the W Racing Final. Mac Johnson and Max D against Arcanine 59 and Dragon now in the W Racing Final. Again, be better with W Energy. Use code Project Rodrod to receive 10% off of your W Energy order. Let's get ready for the final round here in Death Valley. Will Matt Johnson and Max D get his third racing win of the season, or will Arcanine 59 and Dragon be the one to snap that undefeatable streak that he's been having so far? Let's see it. Black Pearl in Stop 3 lost his streak here in this exact round. Back in Stop 3 against, I keep saying Stop 3, it's just so exciting. But can Dragon hang on and do it? But I don't think he will, because Matt Johnson and Max D continues to have that lead over him, and he's at the final turn. It's going to come down to this, and Matt Johnson and Max D for the third time in a row is your racing winner here in Tour Violet. So the undefeated streak continues, as well as the dominance. Again, Matt Johnson going back to back to back, not only in qualifying but in racing as well, continuing this amazing streak he has going, and 12 more points being added to his total. So this is the results for racing. Let's go ahead and take a look at the overall leaderboards for their after racing for the season, and 124 points, now a 20-point lead over Northern Nightmare. And Dragon continues in third. No shifts in the leaderboards at all. This is the overall event championship leaderboards. And Matt Johnson and Max D still on top and looking to get yet another overall event championship. So the polls may be right. Everybody's been voting for Max D, but we're going to have to wait and see as 2 more competitions are left. 2 more stops are left. But next up here in Death Valley is Best Trick. So be sure to hit that subscribe button for more Monster Jam content. Be sure to hit that like button, and we'll see you in Best Trick.